What is going on, guys? Matt Nez of Let's Look It Up here, and this is our spoiler-free reaction to X-Men Apocalypse.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Loved.
It was amazing.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Is it the best X-Men movie?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's tough. I really like Days of Future Past, so it's kind of tough for me. I don't know. I haven't really decided yet on which one I like more, but I like them both a lot.
Right. Let me tell you just how far I'm going to get outside of the X-Men universe a little bit. And movies I've just watched in the last 6 months, it's better than Batman vs Superman.
It's definitely better than Civil War.
Yeah, definitely better.
Definitely better.
So
right now, there's a lot of critics panning it, saying that there are too many characters. I did not feel that. I mean, the thing is that the last 3 movies, so Batman vs Superman was panned for too many characters. There were like 6.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then Captain America Civil War, everyone loved, and
there's like 10 to 12.
No, there's like 12 to 14 characters, and everybody loves it. And in this movie, there's about it's an 8.
Yeah,
8 or 9 characters, I guess, really.
Right.
And
we're focused on. Yeah.
Everyone's saying there's too many characters. I didn't find that to be an issue at all.
No, not at all. And they all had just enough screen time and interactions that I don't know. You cared for the characters.
Yeah.
Some of the characters you had seen before.
Right.
Some of the younger characters we hadn't.
Right.
But they gave them enough time that we felt a connection to them.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, and the other thing is that a lot of the characters like we've seen. So without spoiling anything, right? So like Jean Grey and Cyclops, right?
Yeah.
Like we know that they get together because we've seen the other movies.
Yeah.
But even as a standalone movie, we see that interaction. I think that's my biggest thing. Is I think this movie works as a standalone movie and also works very well in its continuity.
Yeah, it does. It does.
It does. The other thing I loved about this movie was that it takes place in the 80s, and they did a very, very good job of giving it that 80s feel.
Right.
Like, there's this scene.
Tons of subtle
There's this
references.
scene where they're playing Megadeth, even though Apocalypse is in it. It didn't come across. It worked.
Yeah.
It worked really well. It's when essentially Angel, who we see him as Archangel later in the trailer, is becoming Archangel. But like Megadeth is playing, and for a reason, and it's great. It worked so well.
Yeah.
And then there was there's references to 80 culture and things like that.
Yeah.
And
lots of just subtleties. It's
good.
It's genius.
It's good, and it's another movie that focuses a lot on Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
Like Days of Future Past really did, and it worked. It just works so well.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. I'm sick of reading about the critics. Amazing.
Yeah, I don't know why people are going to pan it, or they're going to love it. We'll see. I mean, the thing is, we'll have to see. I mean, what the mediatric score is.
Yeah. Well, and I just looked at that though. It's at 52.
That's right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
It's going to change.
It just came out. Yeah.
It's going to change, but I'm just still kind of shocked at some of these big name. Their thing is that it has too many characters. That's the only thing that I've heard. And as I was reading that, they're just like it's more. I just don't get it.
Right.
It gives it the time for the. I don't know. It's the development's good. You were talking about out the get go. We're not going to review all of it, but like the villain's built so well.
Yeah, the villain is built very, very well. Right from the get. The thing about this movie is a lot of the shots are very epic and grand, but it works really well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, emotional.
Ooh, yeah, it's good.
There are parts where I was almost like.
Yeah, it's good, and there is a scene at the end of the credits.
Yeah, there is. Yeah.
That ties in.
Yeah.
Ties in the next Wolverine movie, which I think a lot of people know is coming.
Yeah.
Wolverine 3.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And it's great.
There
were a couple characters. Psylocke, we don't see enough Psylocke, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But even still, it worked. It worked.
Yeah.
We got a good amount.
That is the only thing you almost did forget about her a little bit, but
right. It's a very Magneto driven, which is great.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say essentially there's kind of 3 groups of, I guess maybe 4 groups of people. We see a lot of Charles Xavier, then we kind of see Magneto, and then we see a lot of Apocalypse and his little posse, and then like the Cyclops, Jean Grey. But then they essentially start bringing them all together.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like you start off with a 4, and then they bring them all together quick. So it's not like everybody's just kind of doing their own thing for like half the movie.
Right.
Which was the case in like Batman, Superman, and Civil War.
Yeah, you even said to me during the movie the pacing is I thought it was great. You know, as we were like, I mean, we mentioned it several times during the movie. The pacing.
Yeah, I thought the pacing was perfect.
Phenomenal.
I thought the pacing was perfect. Yeah.
I just felt good, and I felt like I knew enough about the characters, and I was I was able to invest in them, and I heard their stories, and I saw the connections they were trying to make. Gosh, and a lot of it they didn't even have to do with spoilers free. So, but there are connections and things that they pulled at your heartstrings. They didn't have to use any words.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was
Right.
body language.
Right.
It was
and the final fight is handled really well. It feels like a final fight, which the Batman Superman fight, the very final fight, not the Batman Superman fight itself, felt good. I like the Batman Superman fight. The end fight was okay.
Yeah.
Way better.
Yeah, you're right.
Way better. You're right. Way better than the Captain America fight. Not that the Captain America fight isn't good.
Yeah.
It's entertaining to watch, but it's not. I mean, it was like they even say at one point they're pulling punches. In this, that wasn't the case.
Right. Exactly.
Right. So
there we go.
there you go.
Go watch it. It's great.
It's great.